do one thing. You just interchange the left diagonal elements. The green color marker elements. Interchange these places na change ಮಾಡಿ 2 ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ 4 ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ 4 ಇರೋ ಮತ್ತೆ ರೈಟ್ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ numbers ಗೆ signs na ಮಾತ್ರ change ಮಾಡಿ. How to be keep the right diagonals as it is, but you have to be consider the opposite sign. ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ. How calculated without cofactor also you can directly write your adjoint of it. So this method is it will be used in upcoming problems, that is also in your CD examination. You can use this shortcut method, and this is applicable only for a 2 by 2 matrix, not for a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, can you able to tell adjoint of this matrix? One more matrix here, that answer really known. Can you tell me the adjoint of this cofactor? Just to change the left diagonal. Okay, interchange ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಈ ರೈಟ್ ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ 6 ಇದೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ 6 ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ adjoint of A for your matrix. See, I did not calculate it. Without calculation, I have found the adjoint of A. So this is the thing you have to remember by this definition. Now, so this based on the adjoint of the matrix, there was some theorem here, and here those theorems are not required any proof. Only the statements are required. Proof ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, statement ಏನಿದೆ statement ಮಾತ್ರ important. 4 theorems you have. 4 theorems. The 3 theorem statement is important, and a 4th theorem you have a proof there. So let's see what are those theorems. The theorem: if A be any given square matrix of order n, then this A into R is equals to adjoint of A into A, that is equals to the determinant of A into I, where I is the identity matrix. So here, if any matrix is order n, first it should be a square matrix, means equal number of rows, equal number of columns should be there. So if you have a square matrix like that, it will be satisfied with this. You have multiplied A with its adjoint of A, and that's also equals to the, if you have consider adjoint of A into A, that will be equals to the determinant value into the identity matrix. So this property holds good for any square matrix. So this is what your theorem number 1. So here what is the statement we have? This statement is the important. ಇದನ್ನ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಥಿಯರಂ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ this is the definition for singular non-singular matrix. How you can say that the matrix is singular or non-singular? We just go through the definition number. Square matrix is said to be determinant of A should be equals to the 0. Any matrix, that matrix should be, as you can observe student, in all the definition we are considering only the square matrix. With the square matrix only it is possible to define all these steps. So if you want to say that any matrix is a singular matrix, determinant value of that matrix should be equals to 0. All of you are know how to find out the determinant value. Multiplication minus multiplication of the right diagonal. Here you have matrix A is equals to 1, 2, 4. Find the determinant value for this. matrix A. Now I am the determinant of this matrix. Determinant of A in the sign how to be considered 1, 2, 4, 8 as a determinant and evaluate this determinant. Multiply the left diagonals into 1, it is 8, minus 4 into 2, it is 8. So we can say that the given matrix is a singular matrix. We remember the condition. If any matrix is going to be singular matrix, only if the determinant value of that matrix is equal to 0, then we can say singular. Okay. It is a singular matrix. Determinant value is not equal to 0, then it is called a non-singular matrix. You will get so many examples for this. A square matrix A is said to be non-singular if determinant of A is not equals to 0. You have an example here. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. If we had found the determinant value, you will get like this. 4 into 1, it is a 4 minus 3 into 2, 6. 4 minus 6 is a minus 2. So minus 2 is not equals to 0. That is what we have got. Determinant of A is not equals to 0. Hence, the given matrix A is a non-singular matrix. See, using the singular and non-singular concept, they can also ask to find the value of unknown variables. That is, they can ask to find the value of x or value of y or value of x plus y. Like that they can ask. That is, they will provide the question. If the matrix 2x 3 5 is a singular matrix, then find the value of x. So there you have to be apply this condition. The matrix is singular means the determinant value should be equal. And you know how to evaluate the determinant value, then you can proceed for the definition. So that is what the definition 4 and the definition 5 here you have. Just you have to be remember what is the condition for singular matrix and what is the condition to say the matrix is non-singular. Now with this two definition, we have two more theorem, and this is also only the theorem statements are important because while solving the determinant problems that we have by matrix method, you will get on a next step. So there we are going to be use the theorem 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So what is the statement of theorem 2 we have? Let's see. If A and B are non-singular matrices of the same order, then AB and BA are also non-singular matrices of the same order. What is according to the given statement? You have two matrices and the two matrices are non-singular means their product also, that is what A into B, B into A. So those solutions also should be a non-singular matrix of the same order. It is compulsory. If you have considering any two matrices means that should be in the same order, then its product is also will be a non-singular matrices. And also if you have considered the determinant products, in a theorem 3 they mention the determinant of the product of matrices is equal to product of the respective determinants. That is, here you can also, I have considered the determinant of A into B. After multiplying the two matrices, I will consider the determinant. That will be equals to the, if you have calculated the determinants value separately. ನೋಡಿ LHS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಎ ಬಿ ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್, and this will be equals to, if you have calculated separately the determinant of A into determinant of B, you will get the same answer here. That is what the theorem 3 says here. So now by this theorem 3 we have a very very important remark. That is, here we have in general, this point is very important students, because you are going to be get the question based on this statement in your CET examination, especially in a CET examination, and also definitely come from this condition. That is the condition. What is the condition here? If you have to be calculate adjoint of any matrix A, that is without knowing the elements. Because you know one thing, if we know the elements, we can calculate the cofactors for that. Then we can easily consider the transpose of that cofactor matrix. But if you have no elements, means if you don't know any elements of the matrix, but you know only the order of the matrix. So in that situation, how you will calculate the adjoint of A? I will give one example problem for this. See, a matrix, a square, a singular matrix. This is the question, student. A singular, just a second. I'm going to be write the question here. A singular matrix of the order, or a singular matrix with the order of 3. Order of 3. What is the adjoint of A? What is adjoint A for the? So this is the question you might get. Can you see the question now? Can you able to see the question there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, here we have a singular matrix with the order of 3. What is the adjoint A for the matrix? So here we don't know any elements of the matrix. Now, without knowing the element of the matrix, we have to be calculate the adjoint of A. So there we have to be use the formula of A. Determinant adjoint of A will give determinant of A to the minus 1. This is the very important formula. Here n refers to order of the matrix. What is the order of matrix here? That is a 3. Substitute n as a 3. Then what you did of A to the power 1 will give us as a 2. No? So the determinant of adjoint of A will equals to the determinant A square. So like this, definitely you will get one question for a 1 mark. So that's why I'm telling, I'm just telling this. You can make. Is I'm clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how mind? Let's move for our next theorem. The theorem number 4. A square matrix A is invertible if and only if A is a non-singular matrix. Thus, we have to be prove that the square matrix A is invertible if and only if A is a non-singular matrix. So, how find out or how to do the proof? So, here you have the proof. You can observe. First, I am going to be consider the matrix A. So, what is the A? Let A be invertible matrix of order n and I be the identity matrix of order n. Whatever the matrix you will be considered, both the matrices should have same order. Then there will be our matrix B of order n such that we can have P is equals to BA is equals to I. Because this is from the matrices chapter already we know what is the invertible matrix. If any it should be satisfied A into A so B into A, that should be equals to the identity matrix. The same condition I am going to be using here in this. Now I will wait. Now AB is equals to the identity matrix. If we have considered the multiplication of the two matrices are equals to the identity matrix, then if you have taken the determinant, definitely the determinant of those matrices is also equals to the identity matrix, like this. Determinant of AB is equals to I. So now by the theorem number 3, you can easily write this determinant of AB in a form of products of their individual determinants. That is determinant of A into determinant 1. Matrix, if you have evaluated that, definitely the 1 it has. After replacing this gives the determinant of A is not is equals to 0. Determinant of A is not is equals to 0. We have a two product means we can take like this. Either A is equals to 1 or determinant of B is equals to 1. So by this we can say that determinant of A is not is equals to, if determinant of any matrix is not is equal to 0, we can easily say that matrix is non-singular matrix. We have in a now only we have discussed. So now we have part of the theorem. Here when we have in any theorem, if they mentioned if and only if, prove both the parts, means first we have AB is equals to I and prove that A is non-singular. Reverse of the theorem. First we should be consider A is non-singular, then we have to be prove AB is equals to I. So let's see how to do this. I will consider let A be non-singular matrix, then all we know that determinant of A is not is equals to 0, and also for any square matrix we have by the theorem number 1, that is A into adjoint A is equals to adjoint of A, that is equals to the identity matrix. This is the condition we have theorem number 1. We know write adjoint of A in a form of 1 over determinant of to adjoint of A. That is very simple. Whatever the adjoint of A you have, that one we should be considered for both the terms. See, adjoint of A is equals to determinant of A into I. So this one we can write as A into 1 over determinant of A into adjoint of A is equals to I. So that is what I have operated for both the terms. And so we can get it in the form of A into 1 over determinant of A into adjoint of A is equals to 1 over determinant to adjoint of A into A, that is equals to I. Now we can observe one thing. For both the what we had considered the product, in both the products we have a common thing. What is the common? This is but in a place of a B we have some different term, correct? No? So that's why I am going to be considered in a next step. The statement will becomes A into B is equals to B into A, that is equals to the identity matrix. But I am consider these complete terms as equals to the B. Consider that AB is equals to BA is equals to identity matrix, where B is equals to over determinant of A into adjoint of A. This we can say that and A inverse is equals to 1 determinant of A into adjoint of A. Because we know the definition of invertible of a matrix. We have to be proved AB is equals to I. So later we have to be what the condition is equals to A into is equals to I into A. Row operation in a matrix system to P inverse, you have to be mentioned A is equals to I into A. From this you should be convert I is equals to B into A format. So now by this we will conclude it. From this we will get A inverse is equals to B. So this is what we have from the invertible matrices. Now we first, what is the term Just observe here. B, we have equal to of A into adjoint of A. That is what I have in a place of a B. So hence we can get A inverse 1 over determinant of A into here. Your theorem has been proved that. See, just we have to be prove in a two ways. If and only if. How do we convert? You have to get the second condition, and in a next half of the in a reverse order by considering the second condition, we have to reach our first condition. So up to here the theorem has been completed, and we have got a new formula to find the A inverse. This A inverse is equals to 1 over determinant of A. All of you know about how to calculate the determinant of A. That is just to find out the determinant value of any matrix. And also you have know how to find the adjoint of A for the 2 by 2 matrix. You can adjoint of A calculate ಮಾಡೋದು left diagonals na interchange ಮಾಡಿ right diagonals signs na ಮಾತ್ರ change ಮಾಡಿ. And if you have a 3 by 3 matrix, you have to find the cofactors, then you should be consider the transfactors. That is what your adjoint of A will provide. So we can finish with the theorem 4. Maybe difficult to you people. That is, you may have a confusion on finding the adjoint. Adjoint find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ cofactors requirement ಇದೆ. ಆ cofactors ನ find out ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ replace ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು. That is what you have a procedure in your textbook. But without finding the cofactors, I am going to be explain you a different method. So that will be helpful for you people to calculate the solution without finding the cofactors. Okay, ಆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಮೆಥಡ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So you just observe here. I am going to be explaining now. Just give me a couple of seconds. The theorem number 1, that is what? A into adjoint of A, that is equals to determinant of A. I also find A inverse. So this is the how. So now I am going to be can you see the page now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You have to be verified that A into adjoint of A is equals to determinant of A into I. Also find A inverse. So when we observe the problem, first we have to find out the determinant value. And also we know what is I means. I refers to the identity matrix of an order 3 by 3. And I need to find the determinant of A and adjoint of A and later A inverse. So now I am going to be find one by one value. First I will find the determinant of A value. Determinant of A means first I have to be mention the given matrix in determinant format 1 3 3 1 4 3 1 3 4. This is what the determinant of A. So how you are going to be evaluate this? So we are already know how to find the determinant value. That is, it will give by expanding along the row 1. First I have to be change the signs plus minus plus. So first the thing I will get plus 1 into. Now delete the first row, first column, remaining elements 4 3 3 4. I will take as it is 4 3 3 4. Next the second element we have to be consider minus sign. So it will be minus 3 into. Delete the second row, first column, and you can able to get 1 3 1, 4. 1, 3, 1, 4. Next, the last element is plus 3, and we have to be delete the third row, the first column, the remaining 1, 4, 1, 3. 1, 4, 1, 3. So now I need to be evaluate this. You know how to evaluate the 2 by 2 determinant. So I can take 1 into, do the left diagonal multiplication, 4 into 4, 16, minus 3 into 3, 9. Minus 3 as it is, 4 into 1, it is 4, minus 3 into 1, it is 3, plus 3 into 1 is a 3, minus the right diagonals 4 into 1, it will be 4. So finally we will get 1 into 16 minus 9, it will be 7, minus 3 into 4 minus 3, 1, plus 3 into 3 minus 4, it is minus 1. So finally it will be 7 minus 3 minus 3. 7 minus 6, it is 1. So 1 is not is equals to 0. So obviously we should be get 1, or whatever the determinant value will get, that should be not equals to the 0 only. So then only we can say that therefore A inverse exists here. You have to be mentioned this. Okay. So now after this, I have to be find the adjoint of A. I have calculated the determinant of A value. Now I will move to calculate the adjoint of A. Listen carefully. This one is a very important step, because in a next exercise problem there will be 5 marks questions. So there compulsory you have to be find the adjoint of A. So our problem is tumba important. See, this one is very simple. No? Cofactor calculate ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಿ cofactor means aij is equals to minus 1 to the power I plus j into mij. 9 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ aij ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. going to be get an answer as 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So now we can easily write it's in a form of a 1 into 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, and we have a into adjoint of a. So we have both these values. Just substitute it. That's it. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡೋ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.